Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, let's talk about an old-ass movie.
It is rather old.
So, yeah, we are getting ready to get into our Oscar series. And this year, we are doing the acting categories. So, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress. Not necessarily in that order.
Right.
But, yeah, leading into that... You know, we've talked about wanting to do some excellent actors and actresses or legendary actors and actresses who should have gotten an Oscar but didn't.
But did not. That's right.
So people who have never actually won an Oscar, although the star of the movie that we're talking about today, he did end up getting an honorary Oscar.
He won for this role.
Yeah. So the actor that we're talking about today is Cary Grant. And what is that movie?
Hollywood Titan.
Yes, Hollywood Titan Cary Grant, who I remember from an episode of The Golden Girls when Rose, Betty White, was on a game show, or maybe she was dreaming about being on a game show or something. I don't know. All I remember, it was like a Jeopardy style game show, and they were supposed to write down their answer, like Final Jeopardy. And it was who is buried in Grant's tomb, and she wrote Cary Grant. So every time I think of Cary Grant, I think of that. But anyway, what movie are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about the 1959 Alfred Hitchcock classic, North by Northwest.
Yes, North by Northwest.
Also starring Eva Marie Saint.
Yes, indeed. And Martin Landau also.
Who did win an Oscar. A young Martin Landau.
Yes, a very
early role of
Martin Landau.
Yeah. Who would also go on to win an Oscar much later than this.
James Mason.
James Mason's in this. That's right. We have the chief from
Edward Platt.
And then a host of other names like Philip Ober, Philip Coolidge, Edward Binns, Ken Lynch, Monty Pickett. You know, some names at that time could have been well known to some audiences or faces that don't have quite as large of a profile today. Adam Williams, Leo G. Carroll is also in this. Jesse Royce Landis. But Cary Grant himself, who's one of the biggest stars of Hollywood at the time, kind of dominating the golden age of Jimmy Stewart when it came to actors, at least. And only came up with 2 Oscar nominations, and one of which was not for this. And so, yeah, he never won. And they did award him an honorary Oscar later in his career. And so, yeah. And like we said, a young Eva Marie Saint who won an Oscar for On the Waterfront a few years before this. She never really acted like prolifically. Like she picked her roles very sparingly, but was always a very respected actress.
Yeah.
And then all the way up to like 2006 when she played Ma Kent in Bryan Singer's Superman Returns.
Yeah, that's right. She did play Ma Kent, didn't she? That was Eva Marie Saint.
So Cary Grant was awarded his honorary Oscar in 1970. And at the time of this movie, he would have been about 55, actually, as a leading man. And he's British. He was not American. He was a British guy.
Yeah, but he's playing an American in this.
Yes.
But he clearly has a British accent.
Clearly has a British accent. And clearly will inspire certain other British film roles.
Yes. And what's funny about this, so we mentioned that Edward Platt, the chief from Get Smart, has a small role in this movie. Right? His character's name is
Victor. His lawyer.
His character's name is Victor Larrabee.
Yes.
Which, funny thing, is in Get Smart, his right-hand man is named Larrabee.
And Get Smart, so I remember watching Get Smart, being small on vacation when I was on Nick at Night, and then watching it again later.
Watched it all the time growing up.
It was just
reruns, of course.
As a kid, it was really funny.
Yeah.
But at that time, not being aware of what it was spoofing. Right?
Yeah. And
then he would come back to it later.
Yep.
Exactly.
I took it as a serious, spy show because I was a kid. I didn't know any better. And then
no, he didn't.
Yeah.
A serious spy show.
I loved it.
Funny moments.
I loved
he talked on the show. That's funny.
Yeah. Ha-ha. I mean, I knew that it was a spoof. Eventually watching it, I realized that it was a spoof of, James Bond and various spy things, but I still, I treated it like it was a serious show that had funny elements to it.
Yes, you're a kid, of course.
And then, after growing up a little bit and watching the Bond movies and seeing how much they were spoofing from those.
Yes.
It's wow. Okay. That's even better.
But then, you see North by Northwest and you see it kind of being that antecedent to some of, obviously, the Bond novels are out, but in terms of that whole genre of, whether it be Man from U.N.C.L.E. or Mission Impossible, and then eventually get Smart, which also is playing off all of that as well. I mean, it's definitely heavily influences a lot of that going into the 60s.
Yeah.
It's like the classic wrongfully accused man who they think is a spy, but is not actually a spy.
Yeah. So basically, it's very similar to The Man Who Knew Too Little, the Bill Murray movie.
Yes, that's right.
Which is sort of at least title-wise, a spoof off of another Hitchcock movie, The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Man Who Knew Too Much, yes. And obviously, we've talked about other kind of mistaken identity movies recently, with Lucky Number 11 being one of them. And, you could see that playing parts in here. But the other movie that takes a lot of beats from this is The Big Lebowski.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
We will have no trouble referencing The Big Lebowski in this movie.
Yeah, we will have no trouble referencing this. I mean, that is the movie that we've referenced the most of any of our movies that we've done.
I am sure somewhere in this movie, if you went out to California or somewhere,
there's going to be two excited
trampoline guys.
There's going to be two excited trampoline guy somewhere.
Or at least his dad.
Yeah.
His dad's there.
Mm-hmm. Being too excited with a trampoline. Yeah.
And then he begets Too Excited Trampoline Guy Jr.
Yes. And that's
he's out there somewhere.
That's his given name too. That is his legal name. Too Excited Trampoline Guy Jr.
And he knows we might have even actually passed him in this movie. Like there's certain parts of this movie where like there's a lot of extras in this movie that you just kind of zoom by.
I mean, who knows? Too Excited Trampoline Guy Sr. might have been at the base of Mount Rushmore when certain things happen. Don't want to get too far into spoiler territory because we haven't gotten to that part of the podcast yet. But
that's the other thing about this movie that I've seen it several times. But I thought, there's cliffhangers in this movie too.
I was thinking the same thing. When they're on Mount Rushmore, I'm like, hey, it's cliffhanger again. But no,
what it does not have is no airplane for Team America.
No, it does not have a Team America airplane. But no, this is...
anyway, what are you going to say?
This is actually the first Hitchcock movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
Before this, I had seen bits and pieces of various Hitchcock movies, but really no more than about 5 minutes of any particular Hitchcock movie. I did, however, on occasion when I was growing up, would watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Because that's the anthology?
Yeah. The show.
His kind of Twilight Zone take.
Yeah, I would watch that on occasion when I was a kid. But yeah, as far as Hitchcock movies, this is the first one that I've seen in its entirety. And and this time watching it today for the podcast was the first time watching it all the way through. I had seen just maybe a couple of minutes of it before, but really
there's a couple scenes
no more
classic.
than a couple of minutes. Yeah, I mean, I knew some of the signature scenes from it, partially because of the Family Guy episode North by North Quahog.
That's right. Forgot about that one.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit long.
What's interesting about that is that
it really, I mean, it gets the information there that you need, and it's an entertaining movie. It's suspenseful. I mean, Hitchcock is the master of suspense.
Yeah.
So it keeps you watching. But I thought it was a little drawn out.
So was it?
It was a little bit slow in parts.
Did want it to be a little bit shorter, and Hitchcock wouldn't let them go shorter, right? Because then he had to give it more control of the movie if he would have cut it down to their length.
And see that. Then also that's the thing, though. Like, yeah, it's slow and drawn out in parts, but I can't really pinpoint any particular scene.
Yes,
that's not
I'm
important.
with you on this. And like, this is not like I think this is a really good movie. It's a great Hitchcock. If you're studying Hitchcock in film, it's a great great part of viewing his filmography, and those other aspects are essential also. But it's not my favorite Hitchcock movie.
Okay.
Because I think it is, like you said, just a little too long, but like you would have to kind of pinpoint specifically like where
exactly
what kind of you trim a little bit.
I can't pinpoint any particular scene that's not essential to the plot. So I don't know where you would do the cutting if you were to make it shorter and still have it make sense.
Yes. But overall, like it's
Overall, yes. Still, overall, very
engaging.
Yeah.
There's parts of it. Yeah, it's a playful movie, but like it still keeps you engaged about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like being very invested in it.
Mm-hmm.
The acting is great. Cary Grant carries the movie. Like he's in like 98% of the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
any scene he's not in is like 5 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only a handful of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he carries it. And you root for him. You don't want to see
his name is Carrie.
Yes. Eva Marie Saint is great opposite of him.
Yeah.
The music is fantastic. Bernard Herrmann. There's a couple other things I want to get to. But yeah, really, really solid movie. And it's our first movie from the 1950s.
It is our first one from the 50s.
There's also lots of innuendo in this
There
movie.
is a lot of innuendo, and then just a lot of just plain old blunt saying what they mean.
Like this is like they get up to the edge of what they could in 1950. They
walk that line. So
yeah, they don't. Yeah, nope.
But yeah, so anyway, it's definitely worth watching.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a little bit different than I thought it would be.
Okay.
But not in a bad way.
Right. Yep.
But I mean, it was, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, as it should. Because once again, Hitchcock is known as the master of suspense. And this is a prime example. Mm-hmm. I look forward to watching more Hitchcock movies in the future because of how much I enjoyed this one. So, yeah.
And, for 1959, like, they do obviously have to use some, special effects. Like, it's done well.
Yeah.
For the time period. Like, it's done really well. The scenes where they are utilizing different effects. So.
I mean, I love how all of the car scenes, they're sitting in a car and there's a screen behind them that's showing what's going on.
I know, it's so classic, isn't it?
It's so great. Stuff that more recent movies have tried to emulate, but they don't get it as good as it actually was back in the 50s and 60s.
No. Yeah.
When that's all they had to, when that's all they could do.
It's all they
that
could
kind of
do.
thing.
And now you look at it, it's like, it's like, now it's probably like, they're going to use AI now, probably, right? You're like, what? No. Just hop back in the time machine. just do it the old way.
Exactly.
So leak it better for that.
Yeah.
But I also like the credits the opening credits are very iconic.
Yes.
They're very well done. And they're kind of, at first, they're kind of like Saul Bass is the guy that designed them. And he was noted at that time for being more playful, kind of with his font and colors with them, right? And we've done what? So we did Dracula, we did Casablanca. These are the two movies we've done before this, right? And, we talked about how, at this time, most credits, just like they did the ending credits on the front.
Yeah.
And it's usually just over the title card with some orchestra type piece playing. Mm-hmm. Like, no, this is like an actual film score composed directly for this that goes over it. Yeah. And this theme pops up throughout the movie. And like everything is moving too. It starts with, we'll get to it because I think it's a good part of it starts the movie. But yeah, it was kind of a groundbreaking design for the time as well.
Yeah. I
should note too, we are talking about the Oscars with this movie. Cary Grant was not nominated, but it was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. It was a summer movie, by the way.
Okay.
July 1st, 1959. It was at the top of the box office for 7 weeks in 1959. And I could see why. I could see why this was popular. So it was nominated for Best Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Set Direction, and Best Film Editing.
Well, all 3 of those things are excellent in this movie.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, great sets. And the editing, like you were saying, to kind of keep the pace of what everything is going on. And yeah, I mean, it's a nice, crisp story. So, did not win any of them. That was the year Ben-Hur kind of swept through the Oscars. There's awesome costumes, great hats.
Great hats. I mean, it was the 50s. They had some great hats in
the 50s, exactly. If there's not great hats, what's going on?
Everybody's wearing a suit.
Everybody is wearing a suit.
Because that was the dress code in the 50s.
Yes.
You wear a suit if you're going out of the house.
Hey, I'm standing on the side of a road in the middle of Indiana. Mm-hmm. In the middle of a farm. I'm going to wear a suit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get on a bus.
While you're watching a crop duster, dusting crops that aren't even there.
He's probably also wearing a suit.
Probably. But we don't know because we don't actually see the pilot.
No, we don't.
But no, he probably is wearing a suit.
There's even comments about who's tailored better, right? Because that would be a sign of what your status is.
Yes.
What does your suit look like?
Yes, it would be.
Like, oh yeah, that's just, that's a nice, yes, you dress nicely, it's your best, but someone else's best is better than yours, right? So
Yeah.
this movie actually did kind of make me envious of the 50s a little bit, right? It's like,
yeah.
Because oh, train travel was luxurious.
Yes, it's luxurious.
And hotels were like awesome.
Just people, like just the general dress of people, like we were saying, is just, it was the 50s. It was a much classier time.
It was
just all around.
You would go to a hotel, like if you just call down, like, hey, valet, can you get my suit pressed real quick? Like, sure,
yeah, I can do that in 20 minutes. Awesome. After rolling around the dirt and getting crop dust all over it. 20 minutes.
Talk to a caddy that would know how to lose a tail just like that for you.
With no problem.
Nope. It's like, you got it. No questions asked. It's like, you're wearing a nice suit?
It's like, hey.
Of course I'll lose a tail for you.
Hey, I'm being followed. Can you lose them? Sure thing, buddy.
Hey, they even have doctors ready, dressed in suits to give you field sobriety test in the middle of the night.
Yes. No, I mean, it's not really a field sobriety test because they're on the field, but
yeah, technically not. They're at the station. They're at the station, but yes.
But still, I mean, they're ready in the middle of the night in a suit. I mean, yeah,
different time. Yeah,
and just the cars in general. The cars are so much classier than most of what we have now.
Oh yeah, ladies' dresses were classy. It's all just top of the line. Like monogrammed matchbooks.
Yes, monogrammed matchbooks and handkerchiefs.
I mean, granted, he's an ad man, so yes, he's got some money, but still, he's monogrammed matchbook.
He's a marketing exec, so he's got money. But
there are ashtrays everywhere.
Yes.
But yeah, it exudes 1959 in the best ways.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't have a whole lot more to say before we jump in.
Me neither. Let's get into it.
All right.
So, as always, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you have not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, then pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening. But you have been warned, we are going to be spoiling this movie that is,
not quite almost 70 years old.
Yeah. Almost 70 years old. Almost. Is it? Yeah.
67 years old.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Old movie.
But a good one.
Yes, but a good one. But I mean, if you're like me and you haven't seen it in its entirety until now, then watch it.
It'd be worth
because we don't want to spoil it for you.
Potentially, because there's a lot of things that happen in this movie.
Yes. There's a lot going on in this movie.
But how the movie starts is with a green screen and a classic movie logo that we haven't talked about.
Yes. So this is like the classic of the classic. Yes. We get like the original MGM lion.
Yes.
We get that lion.
Yep.
And this is like the original one.
Yeah. And I'm sure we've done an MGM movie before. It's had the lion.
Yeah, but it's not this one. This is different than any other one.
Yes. And I mean this is.
We have done an MGM, by the way, because we did Casino Royale.
That's what I thought. Casino Royale. Yep.
So.
But I mean the classic of the classics, and it's the classic of the classic, like you said. So. But then,
like everybody knows the MGM lion. Everybody knows it.
Everyone knows the MGM lion. Rawr. Rawr.
I mean, it's probably the most well-known studio logo.
Looney Tunes ripped on it back in the 40s already. At that point already.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. So.
But so then after that though, we get our opening credits, which we kind of briefly discussed, made by Saul Bass. And the music by Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah, which is just a green background with some lines going through it, like some...
Yep.
Some like checkered lines going through it, and the names are popping up, and then it fades into the side of a building.
Yes.
And you just see the reflective glass of the windows on the side of the building. You see the cars driving on the street below.
This is, by the way, the building they used was 430 Park Avenue in New York. So, and then, I like how you see the reflection of the cars from the street below just crossing, right? And you see little people walking down the street level also. And the music starts to hurry up as it goes, right? And then again, then the lines start increasing with the speed of the music as it goes across, right? And then eventually it cuts from the side of the building and you go to street level. And now you just got people crossing the street, right? Getting the cabs, everything's going back.
You got New York.
People are stealing each other's cabs.
Yep. You have New York in the 50s.
It's just the bustling Manhattan in the 1950s, right? And it just kind of gets more frantic and fast-paced. Mostly people are seemingly ignoring each other, right? Because they're just trying to get where they got people coming up the steps from the subway. They're going down the subway. Buses going. Everything you think about New York that's happening is going on, right?
Yeah.
The music just increases. We finally stop on a bus. Sandra Bullock misses it.
Yes, Sandra Bullock misses the bus. And then the bus stops and she gets on there. But right behind her, standing outside the bus, is none other than Alfred Hitchcock.
That's right.
We get a cameo from Hitchcock himself.
He has a cameo in most of his movies.
Yeah.
And this is one of his most famous of the cameos because he just misses this bus.
Yeah, he just misses the bus. He is the Sandra Bullock of this movie.
Yep. And it's funny. There's it does kind of tend to show kind of like this idea of how different small things like that can change kind of the direction of what happens, right?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that shortly. So, but then the next thing we get after that is we cut into the middle of an office building and we hear Cary Grant. He's talking to his secretary, right? And he wants her to send this note to I guess this agency somewhere else about this product that they're going to be making an ad for, right? And this is
and she's got her little notepad out and she's taking notes and stuff while he's
classic
talking.
50s, right? She's got the notepad, she's talking. Yeah, everyone's in a suit. We have an elevator man, right? They come out things like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Thornhill," right? He talks to him, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, say hello to the missus," right? And it's like, "Oh, we're not talking." It's like, well, and then he says something back to the secretary. He's like, well, we need to talk to them, or make sure you talk to her or something like that, right? And it's like that's good advice for both of you, right? He's kind of carrying on two conversations, right?
Yeah. Then he's like, you know what?
Quickly,
send her some chocolates, but not just any chocolates. Send her the good ones that are wrapped in the $10 ones that are wrapped in gold paper,
right? And he's talking about
it makes her feel like she's eating money.
One of his girlfriends that he has, right? And they're walking out of the building. This is 650 Madison Avenue, the Commercial Investment Trust Building. And he's like, and then how about you write on it, through your sweet tooth and all your sweet parts.
Well, no, first he said something else. Like, I forgot what was it he said. That she reminded him, that's what you said last time.
That's what he said last time.
Okay, well then write for your sweet tooth and all your sweet parts. Again,
they're not shy about.
They're not shy about what they're referencing there.
No, they're not.
Because she likes to dip her feet in sugar.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
She does.
That's it.
So, but he has this lunch meeting at the Plaza Hotel, right? And so he needs to get over there. And so the two of them.
Well, so what I thought was crazy here was they're on the sidewalk and they're surrounded by people who are all talking and it's loud.
Yes, it is.
And he just barely doesn't raise his voice at all.
He does not.
He's like, taxi.
Yep.
And a cab pulls up.
Yep.
There's no way that cab could have hurt him. And we find
No
out
way.
that it wasn't the cab that stopped for him.
Nope, this was someone else.
So someone
But
else.
he decides to
decides to
anyway.
steal the cab from this guy by telling him that he has a sick woman that needs to get to the hospital. And so the guy's like, he's like, you don't mind if I take your cab, do you? And the guy's like, oh no, go ahead, take it. And they get in, and his secretary's like, you just stole his cab. He's like, no, I made him feel good. He feels like he's helping somebody.
Like, he knows you were lying.
I made him feel like a good Samaritan.
So, they continue to talk, and again, she's just busy writing down notes. She's a good secretary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Oh, I feel kind of big. Put a note on my desk to think thin."
Yeah, think thin. Put a note on my desk for tomorrow to think thin.
And then finally, he gets, they're only going he's only going a few blocks. It's only like 2 blocks and around the corner, right? He's like, "Oh yeah." Well, he's like, "Okay," and well, I'm supposed to meet mother later, but tell her that I'm gonna call her to call me, or I think.
So he's like, call her and tell her that I'll meet her later.
Oh, that's right.
And
so that she knows to meet me at the theater.
To meet me at the theater,
right?
And then so they stop at the plaza, and he gives the cab some cash. She's like, get her home.
Yep.
Get this woman home, and then he gets out of the cab, and then he turns around because he remembers something. He's like, wait. And the cab's already gone.
It's gone.
So his secretary is not going to be able to hear what he has to say. So now he's concerned because he realizes that his secretary is not going to be able to call his mother because she is somewhere where there's no phone.
That's right. This is the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in the plaza. Incidentally, this is the first movie that was allowed to actually film inside the plaza.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes. So I saw that. Yeah, I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that, because I mean, you can think of several things that were supposed to take place at the plaza. But yeah, this is the first one they actually filmed. They were allowed to film inside. So
interesting.
He goes to the desk and he walks around to like the big restaurant lounge that's for the plaza to the ground level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, the guys that he's meeting are sitting just around the entrance.
It's like the guy standing there. He's like, hey, I'm looking for this guy and 2 other people. He's like, oh, they're right here. And they're at the booth that's right by the door. Right by the entry. It's like, they're right here. They probably heard you tell me that they're looking for them.
Except for the one guy that has to put his hand up against his ear.
Yeah.
1950s. It's not the 1700s where he had the ear
has the little horn.
Like,
of course you call yourself a man. No, I'd like to write Anne. I'd like to call on Anne. That's what it was.
Yes. Call on Anne. Well,
of course you call yourself a man.
Call on her. So they start talking, and we kind of get the view from behind. Like, they're kind of sitting in the back of the booth, and he's on the front side, right? And he's kind of fidgeting, looking at his watch. And we can see out into the lobby, and you see these 2 figures kind of emerge, right?
Also in suits.
And then
they're all
also
like, everybody's decked out in suits. Everybody, like, this entire room is just full of people in suits.
Yes. And why? I guess the guy he knows upstairs, like, oh, why? Why are you fidgeting? He's like, oh, well, I just did something stupid. Like, I told my secretary to call my mother to meet me at the theater later. I realized, well, she's not going to be there to be reached, and so she has to try to reach her somewhere else. Like, she's got her bridge club, playing her bridge this afternoon.
Yeah, she's got her bridge club, and there's no phone there, so she's not going to be able to reach her. So maybe if I sent her a telegram.
Right? So and as he's going, this guy is coming in, right? Because at this is the 1950s, people would come in like announcing different, if he had a call or whatever it might be. He's like.
Yeah, so he calls the guy over. He's like, hey.
George Kaplan. And he hears a guy calling for George Kaplan. But he's like, oh, this guy can help me. So he motions over to the guy.
And he's like, hey,
hands the guys
can you send a telegram for me? And he tells him like what he wants to say, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not permitted to do that, but I can take you to where I can.
Show you where you can do it.
So I can take you over to where you can do it." And so he takes him out into the lobby area. He's like, just right over there. If you go and talk to them, they can send a telegram for you. Have a good day. And he leaves. And then as he walks over to send the telegram, he's intercepted by these two gentlemen that are standing out in the lobby.
Yes.
And
they're like, come on, Mr. Kaplan.
Yeah.
Are you going to come with us?
Because they saw him talking to the guy who was just calling out for George Kaplan.
Yep. And, he's like, he's confused. Like, this is a joke, right?
And then one guy gets really close to him.
Yes.
And shoves something up into his side. And he's like, well, my associate here has a gun pointed at your heart. Come with us.
Yeah.
And, he can't really argue with that.
No.
He goes along with them. And they get into a car.
The car's right there waiting for them. And he sits down. He's like, so I suppose you're going to tell me what all this is about. And they're silent. They're silent.
He's like, well, can we at least stop up here so that I can call my associates that I was meeting with and let them know that I'm being kidnapped? Because that's what's happening, right?
And again, just silence.
Because they're going to think I just ditched them.
We never find out what they think about this entire situation.
No, we don't. We do not.
They're just sitting there for the rest
they're
of
silent.
the movie.
So then he tries to get out the door.
Yeah, they stop.
He tries to get out. I love this. He very dramatically lunges for the door and tries to open it, and then realizes it's locked.
Yep. It's like,
then he just
locked.
sits back. He's like, it's locked.
Like,
but it's just
figured.
This is just another remnant of like we were talking about when we did Dracula, from 1931, right? This is still the era of screen actors acting as if they were on stage, so everything has to be a little bit more exaggerated.
Yes.
Right. And so it's still, it's getting past that, but there's still some remnants of that there.
Yes. Especially for an actor like Cary Grant, who would have been raised, and
with stage
into
acting.
that.
Yeah.
As opposed to some younger actors at that time, like Marlon Brando, who was starting to really start to see that transition.
Yeah.
So, or Paul Newman. So, he was also would have been a young actor at that time. So, so they talk and they have a quiet ride, and we eventually see them get out to like Long Island, and they get to this massive estate. Like there's this big wall, they turn into this big driveway, and they drive up a while up this.
Yeah. This is a big estate. They pull up and they're greeted by a woman.
Yep, seems to be like the maid, and and she's like, the two guys.
Well, she introduced herself as the wife of the owner of the house. So she's not just the maid; she's the wife.
That's right. We see the maid later. You're right. Okay.
And so she leads them into the study.
Yeah, and she tells the one guy, there's, well, he's upstairs, and then the other guy knows. It's like, oh yeah, and then he's out back, right? And so she leads Townsend into. So Mrs. Townsend is the one that greets them. Yes. And she brings Roger Thornhill.
Yeah, Thornhill. Roger Thornhill is Cary Grant.
But she leads Roger into this big study. And he's looking around, and there's this massive window out of it, with these huge curtains, and there's a guy out there playing croquet by himself. And one of the men is talking with him.
There are two guys out there, but there was only one with a croquet mallet.
That's right.
But there are two standing out there. And that brought me back. Seeing him playing croquet outside brought me back, because My grandparents had a croquet set. And so anytime we'd go and visit them, we'd always play croquet in the backyard. It was fun.
Yeah. Croquet's fun. It's been a long time since I played croquet.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I have very fond memories of playing croquet as a kid.
So he remains, and then all of a sudden, then guys that were from out back, they come into the study, right? And the one of them is, this guy he calls himself Lester Townsend.
Well, he doesn't actually. He doesn't say his name. There's a package.
There's a packet.
There's like a tubed package, so like a document tube kind of thing, and while Thornhill is waiting because they leave Thornhill in the room and then they leave. They said they're going to go get the owner of the house. They're going to go get their associate. And he's like, and he looks around and he sees there's these books all over the room. Like every wall is just bookshelves.
Yes,
and so
point.
when the guy leaves, he's like, "Oh, take your time. I'll catch up on my reading."
Yeah, that's right.
And so they leave and they lock the door behind him. And so while he's in there waiting, he walks over to the desk and there's this tube package on there that he picks up and he sees Townsend. He sees the name Townsend, Lester Townsend. On there.
Glen Cove, New York.
Glen Cove, New York. And then, a minute or so later, two guys walk into the room.
Yep. And we have one of them is James Mason.
Yes, one of them's played by James Mason. The other one is played by Martin Landau.
And James Mason's character goes right to the back and he closes the curtains.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's dark in the room, but then he turns on his giant lamp. There's like 3 giant lamps in this room.
Yeah.
He just goes to them, he starts turning them on.
And he never introduces himself, but he does mention that Martin Landau's character's name is Leonard.
Is Leonard, yes.
And so Cary Grant, Roger Thornhill, assumes that James Mason is Lester Townsend.
Right. Which, given what he's seen, I would understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts calling him.
And so when he starts calling him Mr. Townsend, he doesn't argue it. So,
he allows it. And then he calls him Kaplan. He's like, well, I'm not Kaplan. Right? And he's like, oh, no, like, like
he's like, oh, I know you've gone through several names in the past, but your current one is Kaplan. Yeah. It's like, no, my name is Roger Thornhill. I'm not Kaplan.
Such a great job of giving you these identities.
He's like, I can show you my ID. Do you want to see a driver's license? And they're like, oh, they're really good at faking those.
They give you
give you some really top notch fake IDs.
Yeah. And he's just getting frustrated. It's like he's like, I don't know what we'll do here. And then James Mason or Townsend, we'll call him Townsend since that's what Roger's calling him.
That's what we know of him for now.
Kind of sits down. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna tell me, if you're able to kind of tell me what you know, and this and that, and we'll give you the chance to survive this evening.
And he's like, what are you talking about?
Now that's got his attention. Because, survive this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have tickets to the theater with my mother.
Yeah. I have tickets to the theater with my mother tonight. And
a show I was looking forward to.
Yeah. A show I was actually looking forward to. But yeah, so he, they're asking him these questions. He's like, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. I'm not this guy. I'm not this Kaplan guy that you're looking for.
And Townsend's getting losing patience. He's annoyed by it, but he's keeping his cool. He's smoking. And he's just rubbing his eyebrow a little bit. And, he tries to leave. As the door's open, one of the guys that kidnapped him earlier is standing there at the door. And now he's even getting a little bit more paranoid about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And they're like, why don't you have a drink, Mr. Kaplan? And he's
no,
like,
thank you.
No,
I think
I'd rather just leave. And they're like, no, I insist.
This bookshelf,
you can either do it voluntarily or we can make you drink. It's like, so what'll it be? Bourbon, scotch,
rye, gin.
And he's like,
bourbon.
No, I'd rather just leave. And he's like, okay, well, bourbon it is. And he pulls out a fresh bottle of bourbon from the cabinet.
It's fresh. Like he breaks the seal on the.
It is a full bottle of bourbon.
And then
the other two guys hold him down.
They get a highball glass.
And this, all I could think of here was that episode of Rescue Me.
Yes.
When Dennis Leary goes into the bar and orders 8 fingers of Johnny Walker Blue. Like,
yep.
Yeah, they just fill this highball glass. And then, it fades into they're out at the car.
Yep.
And so
there's another car in front of them.
So they have forced fed him an entire bottle of bourbon. And, they're kind of guiding his drunk self out of the car. They put him in the driver's seat. And then one of the guys that met him at the plaza earlier is in the passenger seat. And he's got a gun on him. And they have him there. They have him driving down this windy mountain road. Yeah.
Again, it's Long Island. It's like on the shores of Long Island somewhere, right? And so he starts to steer it, and he's to the point where
it's one of those roads where there's a cliff. Like one side of it, there's a rock wall, and the other side is just a cliff that drops down into the water.
Yes.
And so
he starts to position it to drive off the cliff, right? But
and
Roger
surprises Roger
enough within him to resist.
Yeah, so
he pushes him out.
Roger notices, and he pushes the other guy out of the car, and then he takes over, driving. And I must say, Roger Thornhill has got to be the designated drunk driver. Anytime that he and his buddies go out drinking, he's got to be the designated drunk driver.
For a cyclist, he probably would have passed.
Yeah. But so I mean, the first little turn that he takes, he kind of the back wheel kind of goes off the side of the cliff.
Yeah, he kind of gets stuck, and he looks over, he sees
and
it,
everybody else, like all the guys that sent him on his way, they're like getting excited because he's about to drive off the cliff, and then he's like, "Oh wait, no, yep, I can fix this," and he gets back on the road, and he's going and like passing cars, and doesn't get into any wrecks or anything.
No, and again, like it's still a windy road, so like. Other cars come by and he kind of swerves into the lane, and they're honking at him, right? Right? He passes one and then goes through like a stop sign, and they're keeping up with him back there.
Yep. They're keeping up with him. They're keeping up with him, and then he passes a cop.
Right. And then this cop has stopped. He was outside. I guess he just finished giving someone else a ticket or something like that.
And he sees him, and
he's flying by.
Sees that he flies by, so he gets in his cop car and he chases him, and then Thornhill comes up to a stop sign, and he stops, as he should.
Yep.
And the cop slams into the back of him. He's crashing into the back of him.
And his blue car,
and then this other car slams into the back of the cop car.
And the other guys are still far enough back that they see this, like, okay, we're going to turn around.
We're going to turn around. We're not going to get involved in this. And so the cop gets out and ends up arresting Roger Thornhill.
Yep. And they bring him to the police station, right? So this, again...
Because this is 1959. This is before field sobriety testing.
Yes.
So they took him back to the police station to test him for alcohol.
And this is, we'll get to it a little bit, in a little bit also, but this is similar to Big Lebowski. He goes to Jackie Treehorn's place.
Yep.
They drug him. And they don't put the dude into a car, but they send him down the road. He gets then off to the police station.
Yeah.
Right. You can see Big Lebowski taking cues off of us.
Yes.
But yeah. So they get there and they look at the guy.
Though we have not yet seen Too Excited Trampoline Guy.
We have not. So it's like, I want this guy, tested for suspicion of driving under the influence. Right. And then he's talking.
He keeps on going on. He's like,
pretty coherently.
I'm not.
Like,
They tried to kill me. They tried to kill me. They think I'm this Kaplan guy. They think I'm this George Kaplan. I'm not. I'm Roger Thornhill. They're trying to kill me. They force fed me. They made me drink a bottle of bourbon in me. And yeah, they're trying to kill me. Then they put me in a car and sent me, down a mountain road.
Yep. And then there's 3 cops there, like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Because, he's slurring his speech and whatnot. He's drunk. So.
And so they take him. So this police station has a little, like, courthouse that's, attached to it. So they one cop takes him there, right, to wait for the doctor to come in to actually give the test, right? He's like, I need you to find these guys.
So the cop that takes him
we're going to find you a nice cell to sleep in.
Yeah. So the cop that takes him there is Sergeant Flam. And so, he's like, well, I have to call my mother. He's like, well, you're allowed one call. Yeah, you're allowed one phone call. It better be to your lawyer. He's like, I'm going to call my mother.
Right. I love the conversation. He gets her. He's like, hello, mother? No, I have not been drinking.
No, I have not been drinking. Where are you? Where am I? Like here.
And he tells him Glen Cove Police Station.
Glen Cove Police Station. I'm at Glen Cove Police Station. And who are you? Sergeant Flam. I'm with Sergeant Flam.
Like, he says in the first thing, Emil Flam. He's like,
yeah, Emil Flam.
Emil?
Emil Flam? Emil Flam.
Like, oh, I didn't believe it either, Mom. It's like, tell my lawyer to come here. The lawyer, and then Sergeant's like, in the morning. He's like,
in the morning.
In the morning. Right? And so they hang up, and at that point, the doctor's just come there. And then the other officer is drawing a white line that he can walk, right? He's like, it's like, Mr. Thornhill, I'm a doctor. I'm here to assess if you're, drunk, right? It's like, well, of course I am.
Of course I am.
He's like, open your mouth and say, ah.
He's like, you might want to step back. And he's like, ah.
And he kind of tells the same story about, it's like, it's like, he's asking, like, well, have you been drinking? Like, so, like, well, like, yes, but they forced me to. It's like, well, how much? He just puts out his hands.
He's like, this much. Like when you're asking somebody how big something is, and you're like, this big.
I was like, it's under my, professional opinion is that you are intoxicated. You will see a judge in the morning, right? And then I love. He's like, it's like, okay. And he climbs up onto the table and just sprawls out like he's ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So we cut to the next morning. We're in the courthouse now, and we have the officers there. You have Roger. His mother is there with this lawyer, right? And as we said earlier,
his lawyer,
his mother
Victor
is played
Larrabee.
by
his mother
Victor
is Jessie
Larrabee.
Royce Landis. She plays Clara Thornhill.
Yes, Jessie Royce Landis is his mother. We mentioned that earlier.
Edward Platt, Victor Larrabee is his lawyer.
And
the chief from Get Smart.
He's going through the whole story, and the judge. This is a serious judge.
Yes.
He's not just dismissing what he's saying. He asked Larrabee, he's like, do you think your client's lying? Or have you known your client to lie? It's like, no, I've always known him to be a serious person. His mother just like kind of smirks at that. He's like, and then finally Thornhill's like, not Thornhill. Thornhill's like, well, are you going to investigate this and see if this is like, any validity of this? Like, that's exactly what we intend to do. It's like, get some detectives from the county, go out there.
Yeah. And we will investigate this.
In the evening, we'll have a decision. We can investigate what happened.
That's a quick investigation if they're going to have a decision by the evening.
I know. It's 1959. Come on. So they all go out.
They all go out to the house
detectives
that they were at before.
Yep.
They all go out to Townsend
maid
house.
that answers it. And they're like, is Mr. Townsend home?
No, it's not the maid. It's still Mrs. Townsend, isn't it?
She comes in later. The maid answers right now.
Okay.
So it's like, oh no, he's at the UN, at the United Nations. Like, the United Nations. Like, I don't know why they would be that surprised, because this place is massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody who lives here is definitely connected with, some foreign entity. So being at the UN building would totally be expected.
Yes. And then, like, well, is Mrs. Townsend? It's like, oh yes. It's like, okay, well, could we talk with her? So, all right. And so she brings them back to the study.
So Mrs. Townsend is played by Josephine Hutchinson.
Ah, yes. I'm glad you brought her up too, because we talked about her earlier. Josephine Hutchinson, who was in a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes. It was so
Twilight Zone was such a great show.
It was a great show. I love watching.
Maybe we should do another podcast about the Twilight Zone sometime.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're waiting in the study again, and he looks at the couch like, "This is the couch they pinned me down on. Look at the cushion. You can see where some of it's spilled.
Where some of it's spilled, and he picks it up, and it's completely clean. He's like, oh, okay, well,
he
they
looks
must
at the
have
other
cleaned
side.
it off.
Like, oh,
they must have cleaned it up.
like, okay, well, they must have cleaned that.
And then he's like, then he goes over to the cabinet where the liquor was, and he's like, and in here they had bourbon, they had gin, they had scotch, they had rye, and he opens it up, and it's just a bunch of books. And one of the detectives sees it. He's like, oh yeah, I can see that. Bourbon, rye, scotch, gin. Oh yeah, they're all there, but no bottles.
Yep.
and
so then Mrs. Townsend comes in. He's like, oh, Roger, I'm glad you made it home. We were so worried about you. How are you feeling this morning? Right? It's like, you really didn't miss much of a party. And then she's like,
what are you talking about?
Kind of confused about who's there.
And
like,
then,
well, he was arrested under the suspicion of DUI last night.
It's like, really? You drove?
He said he was going to take a cab.
He said you were going to take a cab.
It's like, no, he was found with your neighbor's Mercedes. Like, don't tell me you took Laura's Mercedes.
Yeah, because we neglected to mention that when he got to the police station, then they had said that car had been reported stolen.
So
he was in.
He's getting obviously frustrated and indignant about what's happening.
Understandably so.
Yes, very understandably so. And so, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, we thought he was gonna be okay. He said he was gonna get a cab, go home. It's like, all right, well, do you need to speak with my husband? You're like, no, I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Thank you for your time. And they leave as they're leaving, and then he keeps talking to the detectives like, you sure you're not gonna talk with him? He's like, no, I don't think we are. And his mom's like, Roger, pay the $2.
Yeah, pay the $2. $2 for a DUI.
Which, considering that what he gives her later, he can easily afford the $2.
With considering how everybody throughout this entire movie, every hotel worker or other service provider, he always tips. Even though it is not his, even though he has no reason to be in these situations.
That's right.
He always tips. And he's always handing bills out. It's not change, he's handing out bills, which means he's got some money. And this was 1959 when $2 was a lot of money.
Yes. A lot of money. So they get in the car. She waves at them, right? And as they drive off, there is a gardener there, and he's pruning the hedges.
He's pruning the hedges of many small villages.
His name was El Guapo. No, it's one of the men that kidnapped him from the prior day.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks, and it cuts away. Right? And they go, what we get back now is we're back at the plaza. Right? And so he wants to investigate more about, who is this guy that they think
So
this
Roger,
guy. Like
Roger is there with his mother.
Yep.
She's still with him. And he goes up to the front desk. And
now, what's interesting about this is he could just easily just stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just pay that $2, did nothing else.
And go home.
Go home, and things probably would have been okay.
Yeah. But no,
the movie
he's curious.
But he's curious.
He's got to try to figure out why they thought he was this George Kaplan guy. So he goes to the front desk and he asks the clerk, what room George Kaplan is staying in.
Yep.
And he tells him. And so he and his mother go up to the room.
Well, before that, right, they go around the corner, right? And so then he tries to call the room from one of the lobby phones.
Yeah, and nobody answers.
And doesn't answer it. So then he's like, all right, Mom, how about I give you $10 and you go over and use your charm to get me a key to his room.
Yes. So his mom goes over.
It's like 20? And she keeps no. It's like, how about 50?
15. 50? Yeah. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she goes over and you can let your mind wander about how she gets a key. With how little they care about using innuendo in this movie.
They seemingly have no age gap, by the way.
So, basically, he pimps out his mom to get a key.
And he does it like it's a normal thing that they ought to do.
So, his mom goes and I got to,
by the way, in real life, yes.
Wonder what she does.
Jesse Royce Landis was only 8 years older than Cary Grant. So
yeah,
it really was.
Yeah, she did not look like she would have been his mother.
No.
I mean, it's not like a Indiana Jones and Last Crusade situation where Sean Connery was only 12 years older than Harrison Ford, but he looked like he could have been his father.
Yes. No, not here.
But yeah.
So yeah, they go up to the floor and they're about to get, he's got the key into the lock. He's about to turn it. And then the maid says something. It's like, oh, wait, not yet.
Well, she's like,
I have got
she's like, hey, she's like, would you like me to, I haven't gotten to your room yet. Would you like me to turn down your bed yet? Yeah. He's like, oh, well, no, thanks. That's all right. I'm good for now. Thank you.
Like, well, I only asked because, it looks like you never sleep in your bed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, thank you. I'll let you know if I need anything. Right? And then he goes in, and it's a nice size room that he has.
Oh yeah, it's a nice. It's at the Plaza, so it's a nice hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he starts looking around the room, and so he walks in, and then to the left are the beds, the closet, and the bathroom, and on the other side of the beds there is like a work desk, right? And so he goes to the desk first, and he sees a photograph on there. And he picks it up. He's like, oh, well, there's our friend Townsend. And Townsend's right there in the middle of the photograph, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay. And so, he keeps looking around, and he ends up, he goes to, because this is a nice hotel, right? He goes to the bedside table. It's between the beds, right? He calls for the maid, right? And he goes into the bathroom, right? And he's looking around. He sees a comb. He's like, oh, he's got dandruff.
Yeah.
right? He looks around, and his mom's getting uncomfortable about them being
Yeah,
here.
his mom is like, she's kind of freaking out.
Yeah. And then it's like, I think we should leave. He's like, and then there's a knock on the door. He's like,
Yeah, and the
too
maid
late.
comes in. And so he invites
The
the maid
maid
in,
comes in.
and
It's like, oh, you rang?
she's like, he's like, well, do you know me? He's like, yes, you're Mr. Kaplan.
Yeah, Mr. Kaplan.
He's like, well, okay, well, when did we first
I
meet?
know Mr. Kaplan. Oh, when you first meet, like,
Yeah, when did we first meet?
outside.
Well, just outside a few
remember?
minutes ago. Don't you remember? It's like, so that's the first time you've seen me. It's like, yeah.
Well, yes.
You've had this room for a while, but I haven't seen you until now. Well, you're the man in the room, aren't you?
This is room 468, or whatever it is. Like, and this is Mr. Kaplan's room. It's like, you must see Mr. Kaplan. It's like, thank you.
It's like,
Right?
that'll be all. He's like, okay.
She leaves.
She leaves. And then, a minute or so later, there's another knock on the door.
There's no knock on the door, and it's the valet.
It's the valet with a suit. He's like, I have your suit.
Like,
It's pressed for you.
Closet like usual.
It's like, yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
So he puts it in the closet and then leaves.
It's like, when did I give that to you? Well, no, you left it in the bed, and with the
no, it was in the closet. No, you
always
left it in the closet with direction. He's like, did I give you that to you directly? He's like, no. You called me and told me it was going to be in the closet and gave me a description of the suit, just like you usually do. And he's like, okay, thank you. And the valet leaves.
As he leaves, he gives him a tip.
Yes, he gives him a tip.
And the guy's excited because he's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Again, Thornhill has no reason to be here.
Right. No.
He has no reason to give this guy a tip. It's not his suit.
Not his
yet.
suit.
He is polite. He's a good guy. And, the guy has performed a service. And so he tips him.
Keep up the charade, yes.
And so, yeah.
And so, he's like, I wonder if I look like this Kaplan. As he gets the idea, how about I try his clothes on?
Yeah, so he takes his suit jacket off, puts it on the bed, goes into to get the suit that was just put in the closet, and he takes the jacket off, puts it on, and it comes down maybe 2/3 of the way, 3/4 of the way down his sleeve.
Shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, down his arm.
No.
And then he grabs the pants and he just holds them up to the front of his pants, and they come down to about mid chin.
Yeah. Like, okay, well,
Mr. Kaplan is a much shorter guy than me.
might look the same facially, but I definitely have several inches on him. Right? And then that's when they get a phone call. The phone rings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And his mom's giving him good advice. He's like, don't answer it.
Yeah, she's like, don't answer it. But and then he's like, but I have to answer it. So he answers it.
And it's like, it's like, hi, Mr. Kaplan. It's like, again, I'm not Mr. Kaplan.
It's like, well, in his room, you answered his phone. You're Mr. Kaplan.
Right? So they hang up, and then he gets concerns, like they're going to be coming, and so he calls down the hotel operators, like, that call that this came here come from the outside or from inside the hotel?
Did it come from the outside or did it come from the lobby? And the operator's like, oh, it came from the lobby.
Like, all right. So they get out quickly, and he remembers to grab the photo that's on the desk. They get out. And they get to the elevators just as one of the elevators is coming up. Right? And they get right in, but the two guys that we saw yesterday, they could see that he just got in. And so they casually walk in.
So they get in, and then while they're there, his mom gets the bright idea to ask them, because there are other people in the elevator too. It's not just the four of them. There are at least 2 or 3 other people in the elevator.
Yes.
But so his mom gets the idea to ask these 2 gentlemen if they are trying to kill her son.
Everybody laughs except Roger. It's like someone farted, right? And so it gets to the lobby, and it opens up, and they're about to get out first. Like, oh wait, no, gentlemen, ladies first, right? So he lets a couple of ladies step off, and then he steps off to his mom before the other guys get off, and they run out of the plaza. Well, he leaves his mom at the plaza. He runs out, right?
Yeah.
And the other guys run out after him. So he gets into one cab, they get into another cab. So the guy asks him, like, "Oh, no, where are you going?" Like, "I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Just drive." Right? And he's looking around. He's like, and he sees the other guys had gotten into another cab. He's like, "I'm being followed. Do you think you can lose them?" It's like, "Yeah, I can." And then he starts looking at the photo.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
love that. He just there's no question from this cab driver. There's no question. He's like, "I'm being followed. Can you lose him?" He's like, "No problem, sir. I got this. I got it.
It'd be my pleasure."
I'm just sad that we don't actually get to see him lose the tail.
I know.
Because I mean, it would be great to have. It would be great to have a little chase here.
Yes.
To see this cabbie's skills at losing a tail. You know, maybe this cabbie is space cabbie.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, maybe he's space cabbie
at the right place at the right time.
But you know, he's just driving on Earth. You know, but
right.
You know,
that's allowed.
I think we need to see that movie. We need to see at least the deleted scenes of this chase.
Yes, I agree.
And if there are no deleted scenes of this chase, some need to be made. Because we need to see this sequence of events.
So, but as he loses the tail, he tells the cabbie, the General Assembly building of the United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
So what's interesting here too is that so the UN would not allow them to film inside the building or really on the property, right? And so
which, I mean, makes sense.
Yes, they had to be. They did this in they had to be stealth about this, right? So when he pulls up, and gets out of the cab, right? They had a film crew filming secretly as he got out of the cab.
Awesome.
But then all the interior of the UN we're going to see is all set, right? So
yeah,
he gets in. He's in the lobby. He asks this lady, "Oh, I'm here to see, Mr. Townsend." You know, it's like, "Oh, okay,
Lester
Mr. Townsend of Unico," or it's like, is he expecting? It's like, yeah, he knows me. And so she tries to page him, and she gives him this, like, "Okay, you're gonna go up to this lounge and give it to one of the girls, and they'll get him from there, right?" And so he gets up there. There's this massive lounge. There's a little bar area.
Yep.
People are talking, right? And again, he goes up to this girl that's working the desk, and same type of thing happens. And then he's waiting, right? And then this guy comes up that claims to be
Lester
Mr. Townsend. Lester Townsend,
and
right?
It's not the guy that we saw earlier.
This is Philip Aubert this time now, right? And it's like, "Do I know you?" It's like, he's confused. Like, "Are you Lester Townsend of this dress?" And it's like,
yes, I am.
Yeah, that's my house.
Big house, red brick. It's like, yeah, that's my house.
Are we neighbors?
Yeah. He's like, are you my neighbor?
He's like, "Were you there last night?" It's like, no.
I've been out
during session. I stay here in the city.
Yeah, so I've been out for a couple months, or for at least a month.
It's like, is your wife at home?
It's like, oh, my wife died several years ago.
Dead for years.
Yeah, my wife died several years ago, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Getting slightly peeved by this. You can understand why.
Yeah.
Right. And now one of the other guys,
and he's like, well, did you have somebody staying in your house while you were gone? He's like, no, nobody's been staying in my house while I've been gone.
Well, and who are the people that are there? It's like, the only people that are there are my maid and my groundskeeper and his wife. My groundskeeper and his wife.
My groundskeeper and his wife. They live on the property. But no, I haven't been having anybody staying at the house.
Right. And now we've seen one of the other guys come up, and he's kind of back in the distance, kind of monitoring what's happening. Right. And it was like, well, okay, let me show you this picture. Like, do you recognize the guy, this guy in the photo?
And before he can say anything, before Townsend can say anything, this guy that's over and around the corner throws what you don't really see what he's throwing, but it turns out to be a knife.
Yes.
And it sticks right into Townsend's back.
Yeah. And you kind of hear it hit, and he's like, and
he kind of gasps a little bit and then falls.
Roger's arms.
And
everyone's
then
like, I was like, oh, everyone starts screaming.
As Roger's lowering him down to the ground, to the floor, he sees the knife in his back and he grabs it and pulls it out of his back as he falls to the floor.
And there's another guy that's been taking pictures around this lounge. And so also you see
he snaps a picture of Roger Thornhill holding the knife that just killed Lester Townsend.
It's like, it was like, he's got a knife.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone, stay back, stay back.
And so, he throws the knife down and runs out of there.
Right. He's able to get down to the lobby and get to a cab safely. And he goes to Grand Central Station. Right. Mm-hmm. And what he knows is when he was talking with the fake Townsend the night before, it's like, the fake Townsend told him, like, we know you're going to Chicago next.
Yeah.
And after that, you're going to Rapid City, South Dakota.
Yeah. So he gets on the train that's going to Chicago. But he goes to get a ticket, and
he picked up some sunglasses, right?
He picked up some sunglasses, and he's standing in Grand Central Station, and he's realizing that he's all over the newspaper now.
Yes,
and he's a front page story on the newspaper, and so he knows that people are going to recognize him. So he puts those sunglasses on, and he goes up to the ticket booth, and he's trying to get a ticket for this train.
The guy's like, oh, well, there's only a few coach seats left. It's like, he wants like a sleeper.
You don't have anything like a sleeper,
himself.
so that, he's like, no, we don't have any of those available anymore. It's just coach.
He's like, call anywhere?
Are you sure you can't call and see? And then the guy looks over and he sees he's got his picture inside his ticket booth.
Yep.
Of him sitting there holding the knife. The picture that this guy just took at the UN. That's real quick for it to be distributed that fast.
Yes, very quick.
So he's like, okay, well, tell you what, let me make a call. And he goes back to his phone, calls 911, and he's like, hey, I got the guy. I got the guy that you're looking for. He's at booth 6 or booth 15. Come quick. And when he turns around and walk back,
he's like,
Roger's nowhere to be found.
And he's nowhere to be found. Right? And he's able to get onto this train that is going to Chicago. Right?
Yeah, so he sneaks on board the train. And
at this point now, the cops are at the station. They're able to get on, and they're searching the train.
And so he's going down. Yeah, he's going down by the sleeper cars, and Eva Marie Saint comes walking out of one of the rooms.
Right.
And so he kind of gets in there and just bumps into her real quick, and then just they exchange a few words, and then he kind of just slips into her room,
closes the door, and she stays there as
the cops are coming, because he kind of looks back, sees the cops coming down the hall, behind him, and she notices too that he's clearly trying to evade the cops. So he slips into the room, and she's like, "Oh, he went that way. I think he got off the train." And so they leave, and then he comes back out of the room and thanks her for covering for him.
Yep. And then he continues on the train, that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And then, so we'll get back to the train in a second. But
then it cuts back to DC.
Yes, back to DC, exactly.
It cuts to
some
Washington,
government
DC.
office in DC. You see the Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there's these 4 or 5 people in there. They're discussing.
They're sitting around a table.
This Townsend being killed. And they have, right? And it's got his whole story about the night before, about being mistaken for Kaplan, and all of that.
Yes, yeah, so they know all about Thornhill.
How did this guy get confused for Kaplan?
It's like, Kaplan's not even real. We created Kaplan Kaplan is a false identity we created to try to catch Van Damme.
Right.
And this is the first time we hear Van Damme's name.
Yes, we hear his name is Van Damme. And then so we get the leader of them, right? The lead agent. Thinking about it, I was like, I think it's like, well, unfortunately for Mr. Townsend, not Mr. Townsend, for Mr. Thornhill, I think we kind of have to let this continue to go for a little bit.
Yeah,
this
because
is Leo
now,
G. Carroll, by the way.
Now Van Damme,
the professor.
Yeah, the professor. But yeah, so because now Van Damme thinks that Thornhill is Kaplan, and this is like the best thing that can happen for us. We just lucked into this because now there's an actual face to put with the name.
Yes, and Kaplan is actually just a cover for an agent they have undercover for Van Damme. It's like, and if we blow this now, it will blow our agent's cover, and our agent will be murdered.
Yeah. So, unfortunate for Mr. Thornhill, we're gonna have to let him keep playing this out. We're still gonna have to, allow people to think that he is Mr. Kaplan.
Hello. There's one lady there's like, it's like, oh, poor Mr. Thornhill.
Just like the two before him. I want to know about those two guys.
Yes, so do I.
I want to see those movies. What happened to the two guys before him? And were they also Mr. Kaplan? Or were there other fake identities that they were assumed to be?
Were they all short men?
Maybe.
With dandruff?
Maybe.
So anyway, we cut back to the train, and he gets into the diner car, right? And he gets sat.
So he walks up, and the maitre d' is up there. He's like, "Just one, sir?" He's like, "Yep." And so he leads him to a table, and he sits him down at a table across from Eva Marie Saint. Right?
And he's like, "Oh, isn't this lucky?" It's like, well, not that lucky. I paid them to sit you here, right? And they have a connection.
They do.
Right? They have a quick back and forth.
Eva Marie Saint, right? She introduces herself as Eve Kendall.
Yep, she's 26 years old. She's an industrial designer, right? He's there. He orders a cocktail, and then he asks her, "Oh, what do you recommend?" He's like, "Oh, the trout."
The trout. She's right? Like, it tastes kind of troutish, but it's good. He's like, "Okay, well, I'm sold." So, he orders the trout. And
right away, they start talking about how attractive each other are, right?
Yeah, and he's like, well, he starts out the conversation by saying, "Well, here's the thing. Now I've got to try to figure out how I'm going to stop thinking about how much I want to make love to you." It's like, "Well, why do you have to think that? Why do you have to convince yourself not to?"
This is kind of like Billy Crystal.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Because you're attractive, and I'm sitting here at dinner with you, and you just saved my life.
And then she's like, "Well, I'm in this car. I'm in the, this is my sleeper car. I'm in." It's like, "Okay, well," and the train stops.
Well, before that, they keep talking. It's like, it'd be terrible to have it empty with you.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It'd be terrible to have you be in such a big sleeper car all by yourself.
It's like, well, I never discussed love on an empty stomach.
And then she's like, "Well," or then he's like, "Well, you've already eaten," and she's like, "Well, but you haven't."
The script had her say, "I never discussed making love on an empty stomach." But the censors thought that was just too far over.
With all the other just innuendo and then just straight up sex talk in this movie, they thought that was too much.
And it stops. It's like, well, I gotta go. It's like, oh, I see what you mean. It's like, no, I gotta go. You should too.
No, yeah, because the train just stopped, and like the train just had an unscheduled stop, and there are two guys that just got out of a police car, and they're walking toward the train right now. They're probably looking for you. Because also during their conversation, she revealed that she knows who he is. She knows that he is Roger Thornhill, and he is wanted for murder.
She likes danger.
Mm-hmm. So then it cuts to her sleeper cab.
Yep,
her sleeper car.
He's sleeping in the little bunk that's above it.
Yeah, so there's kind of a Murphy bed kind of situation going on with the top bunk. And we hear his voice coming out of that little compartment. And he's like, can we hurry this up? I feel like, you have any olive oil? She's like, olive oil? Why? He's like, because if I'm going to be packed like sardines, I could use some olive oil. It'd be better if I was in olive oil. And she's like, just hold on. It'll just be a few minutes. And then, these two cops that got on the train, they're going around and they knock on her door. And, she's just laying down there in her bed, just sort of lounging.
They'll come in.
So they come in and they ask her, she's like, did you run into this bandit? And you're Roger Thornhill? And he's like, oh, yes. Is that his name? I mean, because they show him his picture. It's like, yeah, it looks kind of like him, but it's a blurry photograph. And like, yeah, it was wired over. And so she's like, yeah, I did talk with him earlier. I did run into him. He's like, so you ran into Mr. Thornhill? It's like, that's his name? Okay, well, I didn't know his name. But yeah, I talked to him.
Just told me right now.
It's like, well, they just said that you just got in the diner car. With him. It's like, yeah, he sat at my table.
We sat together.
We just had friendly conversation, and then I got up and left.
What we talked about, it's like, plane travel versus train travel, food.
Just
very basic things.
And then I got up and left, and like, but he left with you. He's like, well, he may have left at the same time as me, but we didn't leave together.
He's like, well, okay, well, if you see him again, let us know. We're going to be at the end of the car, at the end of the train, monitoring everything. So if you see him, anything, please let us know.
Please let us know. So, I will.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel,
it makes me feel a lot safer.
Comfortable knowing that.
Yeah. So they leave, and then like they barely have the door shut before she calls up to him. So there's no way they couldn't hear her through the door.
It's like, you don't want to wait like 30 seconds.
Yeah. There's no way they didn't hear her through the door.
No way. So, but she ended up taking the from one of the stewards.
Yeah. The little key the keys. Yeah, to unlock the bed. The little Murphy bed up top.
Yep.
And so she unlocks it, and it flips down, and Thornhill's laying in there. And he's gasping for breath. A little over dramatically. But yeah, so then they end up having a tea party. They spend the night on the train.
Well, she's like, it's like, yeah, it'll be quite lonely up here,
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be up here,
by yourself.
They have a full kind of like conversation, and then, but they rather easily decide to have a tea party.
They have a tea party in the in the car, and like in the sleeper car. I don't know how much sleep they got, but they had a tea party.
I don't think they had a lot.
Yeah.
But, she's awake at one point where she gives while Roger's back in the little bathroom they have, a note to one of the bellhops, right, to bring to someone else, right? So he takes it and he walks down just a few cars down.
Mm-hmm. But
probably
also
listening in on the tea party.
But also when he gives her the note, or when she gives him the note, then she's also like, oh, and I found this on the floor.
So thank you. I was looking
gives her the key, and he said, oh, thank you. I was looking everywhere for it. And So, yeah.
So, and then, so she just goes down a few stops, a few doors, and then again, these guys are probably listening in on this tea party, right? And whoever takes the notes,
those sick bastards.
But he's listening in, or he's there, is Leonard and Philip.
Yep, Leonard and Philip.
And Philip opens up the note, and it's like, what do you want me to do with him in the morning?
Which Philip, by the way, it's Philip Van Damme.
Yes.
So this is the guy that was posing as Townsend earlier.
Townsend.
Yes. So Philip Van Damme, the guy that the government's looking for. The guy that the government created the George Kaplan, persona to try to catch. And yeah, so she's like, well, what do you want me to do with him?
Right. And we don't get any response, right?
Well, I guess they don't have the tea party yet. Because it's not until after this, because she's like, what do you want me to do with him until the morning? Right.
That's right. And that's when they have
the tea party after this conversation.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of banter, and like they just flat out say, let's make love.
Let's reach emotional catharsis.
And so we get to the morning now after this long tea party.
They probably had a few different varieties of tea.
And so she is
maybe some Earl Grey and some chamomile and
right. And it seems like she's probably going to go back and meet with Van Damme, right? But the guy comes in. He's like, tells him, don't bother the bathroom, right? Just clean up all this tape.
Just clean up after your little sex party.
Anyway, so. But Roger, he's just waiting in the tiny little bathroom, right? And I love he picks up the tiniest little safety razor.
Tiniest little razor, yes. This tiny little safety razor.
It's got a little brush, right? He's looking at it, he's like,
Yeah, it's a little tiny, like these like smaller than travel size. Like this is a little tiny shaving cream brush and a little tiny safety razor.
Like, I don't even know how, like, a hobbit couldn't even use these.
No. Like, this is like Barbie-sized.
Yes.
Accoutrement for shaving.
Anyway, so they're coming back in later, right? So she comes back in, and then they make their plan for what they're going to do next, because they're back at the station, right? And we see we see her get off, and we see him getting off with a red hat.
And he's got a uniform
carrying all the bags.
Yeah, he's carrying all of her bags. And, they're walking next to each other, and he's like, where's my suit? And she's like, it's in the small bag under your right arm. It's like, okay. And... they're walking right past the cops and all this, and
right. And she says hi to the two cops that we saw earlier, right? And he just has his head down. Like, again, they don't recognize that's him because he's got a bunch of bags. Yeah. He's wearing red.
He's wearing a red hat. He's wearing a uniform, right?
And behind them, kind of just shadowing him a little bit, is Leonard and Philip, right? And so they kind of get through this gauntlet of some other policemen and other agents that were kind of searching out for things, and they get into the terminal there in Chicago.
Yeah, and there are red hats everywhere, everywhere in here.
And as they get there, we see this guy, this older gentleman,
in his underwear, in his long johns,
right?
And
it's like he took my clothes.
He's talking to the cops. He's like, he took my clothes. He took them.
Went that way.
And so then they run off, and then he reaches into his long underwear, into the shirt part of it, and he pulls out a wad of cash, and he's just counting it right there. Yeah. Showing that, they bought the clothes from him.
Right. And so as they get into the station, she points out where the bathroom is for him, and she says she's going to make a phone call. She's going to contact Kaplan. When they get into Chicago.
She's going to contact Kaplan. And so he goes into the bathroom.
They can arrange a meeting. So they can arrange a meeting.
Yeah, because
he
he's
goes
like,
to the bathroom.
Yeah, because he's like, well, how am I supposed to change my clothes? Just right in the middle of the terminal? She's like, well, I was thinking the men's restroom. You could do it there. Have a little bit more privacy.
Yes. Which makes sense. Why not change in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm. So
she gets on the phone, and then we see the cops all looking for all these red hats.
They're going up there. They're taking the red hats off of people, and they're checking their faces, and none of them are him.
And finally, they go into the men's restroom, and there's two guys there shaving.
Mm-hmm. Like he's
right.
Like so, we see Thornhill. He's sitting there. He's got that little tiny shaving cream brush, and he's just brushing up shaving cream all over his face. All over the bottom half of his face. And this other guy to the left of him, he's already
got a straight razor.
He's got a straight razor. He's just shaving and with a straight razor.
And the cops leave, and then Thornhill sees that, and so then he gets out.
He gets out the little tiny razor. He goes down his cheek first, and then it's the side that the guy that's got the straight razor. It's on that cheek. So at his left cheek, and he kind of looks over, and the guy with the straight razor just looks at him and just sort of shrugs. He's like, "What the hell are you doing with that little tiny razor?"
It's like I know it's one.
I know it's ridiculous. He goes, rather than just continuing on that cheek, he goes and gives him a little Hitler stash. He goes and he just shaves that middle part of his just under his nose and his upper lip.
Yep. We cut back to the lobby area. She's in the phone bank, right? It's treat like one of those ones that's booths,
phone
all
booths
connected, right? And so she's talking, and then we see just a few booths down from her. It's Leonard, and you can tell they're kind of talking back and forth. We don't hear their conversation, right? They get off, they get out together, they kind of go separate directions, and then Thornhill comes out from the bathroom. It's like, oh, I reached
out to Kaplan, and he wants you to meet him. So you're going to take the bus to this particular bus stop.
Yep, you're going to take the bus to Indianapolis, and you're going to take it to this stop.
And then he will meet you there.
How do we just drive? He said no. He said no cars. He wants to make sure you're alone.
Yeah. So he's like, and he'll meet you there. He's like, well, how will I know who he is? He's like, oh, he'll know you. You're all over the news.
You made the Chicago papers.
Yeah, you made the Chicago papers too. So he'll know you. Okay.
Okay. He's like, hey, you think we'll see each other again? And you can tell at this point she's getting nervous about this because, she realizes that she's a good chance she's sending him to his death. Just everybody else,
but you can also tell she's kind of taking a liking to him.
Yes. Hey, they just had the best tea party in the world.
They just had the best tea party in the world. They had chamomile. They had Earl Grey. They might have even had some Lipton iced tea.
So anyway, they say their goodbyes, and we cut to it. We're like in the middle of the country here. Like it's a middle of farmland. Like it's this flat farmland.
Like it is, middle of nowhere.
Interesting enough, though, this scene was actually filmed in California.
Huh.
They found some farm area in California to film this scene. But this looks like classic prairie farmland. And drop them all. Oh, and so it's Indiana, right? And they actually got they made specific signs that would look just like Indiana road signs that they brought to California for the scene.
Okay.
So they drop him off.
They drop him off. He's the only one that gets off the bus there.
Yeah, it's a small little crossroads. And he's looking around, and there's nobody. It's flat.
Nothing.
Eventually, he just kind of sees it off in the distance, this little crop dusting plane.
Yeah, there's this biplane crop dusting off in the distance. And then he looks over, and there's this car that speeds by. And then there's another car that speeds by. And then
there's this truck that kind of comes by. And he just kind of waits. And then he looks across the highway. And from around the cornfield, this truck comes.
This car comes up down this dirt road, and it stops,
Basically,
and the guy gets
Kaplan.
out. The guy gets out. So, he walks across the street, and he meets up with this guy that just got out of the car. Because once the guy gets out of the car, then the car drives off.
That's right.
And
it's a hot day, isn't it? It's like, I felt worse. It's like there's crop dusters, if they live long enough, they can get kind of rich.
Yeah, but it's weird because that crop duster there, he's dusting. Where he's dusting, there's no crops. And
Kaplan, not Kaplan.
Thornhill is
Roger's are you waiting for anything? He's like, oh yeah, no, I'm just waiting for the bus. Always on time.
He's like, are you Mr. Kaplan? And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just waiting for the bus. And so the bus pulls up, opens the door, and this guy gets on the bus. And then, without even, you would think that the bus driver would ask if Thornhill wanted to get on there too. But no.
Get on.
As soon as this guy gets on, he closes the door right in his face. So the bus drives off, and now Thornhill is there by himself again. And then we see this crop duster again. And he turns.
That's getting closer.
He turns and he starts flying toward Thornhill, toward Roger. And it starts getting lower. And Thornhill realizes that this plane is going to try to run him down. So he dives down on the ground and the plane flies right over him and then turns around and starts coming back.
Yep. So they kind of play this little cat and mouse game of flying at him. He dives, right? So eventually he's
were there guns on this plane too?
So there were guns. So I guess
it sounded like there were gunshots coming from the plane, but it was only like one or two shots.
Is that there were likely two guys on there, the gunner that had his gun that was shooting at him while the pilot.
Because there were a couple what looked like bullets hitting the ground around him.
Yes,
but there were only a couple of shots when they were real
close. You kind of see
close.
the dust kind of flying up.
Yeah.
Right. So eventually.
So then this is where
jump into the cornfield.
Yeah. So this is where you get the iconic, shots from this movie where he's being chased by this biplane. Yeah, he's running down the road, and this plane is behind him.
This prop plane flying straight at him, and then he dives. Right.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth until he dives into a cornfield.
So then he dives into a cornfield, and he's laying down there, and the plane's flying over him, and can't see him. So then the plane decides that it's gonna sort of, the way that it's gonna get him to show himself is it starts crop dusting the corn, and so you see all this, crop dusting chemicals falling on top of him. So he's coughing. He's trying to cover his mouth and his nose so he doesn't breathe it in.
Yeah.
And so he gets up and he runs out of the cornfield. And so now the plane sees him and turns around, and there's a truck coming down the road. So he runs out in front of the truck, and he's waving down. He's trying to get the truck to stop. And
the truck's honking its horn, trying to get him to move.
And it's a tanker truck. It's got 2 tanks of fuel. And, it barely stops. It slams on its brakes, and he drops down, and he ends up under the truck.
Back and goes right under the truck.
He ends up under the truck between the wheels, so he didn't get run over. But once the truck stops, the plane comes down and crashes right into the second tank.
Yeah,
that's on this truck.
Right.
And blows up, and it's on fire. And so the driver and the passenger get out. And they see Thornhill laying there. He's getting up out of the ground. Yeah, get out of here. The other tank's going to blow. And so they all run. And
then it explodes, right?
Yeah.
The other tank, right? And the plane's on fire. The pilot has kamikazed himself for no reason.
The pilot who is very likely wearing a suit. Because everybody else in the movie is wearing a suit.
Yes.
He No, he's still in the plane, so he's burning up. He's dead. As far as we could see.
Two other cars have come up at this point.
Mm-hmm. A truck and a car.
One car is a lady, and there's a truck that has a refrigerator in the back.
There's a pickup truck with a refrigerator tied down to the back of it. And so these three people get out of these cars, two from the car, one from the truck. And they come running up, and they're making sure everybody's okay and all this. And then while in all the commotion.
Yeah, with all the commotion, Roger decides, you know what? I'm going to commandeer that pickup truck. So he gets in the pickup truck. He turns around, and then the owner of the truck, he hears it. He's like, hey, that's my truck. He starts running off as Roger drives off. Right? So Roger decides he's driving back to Chicago.
Yeah. In this guy's stolen truck.
And I love how there's a scene on a street in the middle of like downtown Chicago. There's this yellow pickup truck with a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And the cops are looking at it.
The cops are looking at it. It's like... Which makes you wonder, I mean, was it in the script that there was a refrigerator in the back of this truck?
I don't know. Good question. Maybe Indy's in that refrigerator.
Maybe.
Anyway, so he decides that he needs to go and meet with.
I mean, it was around the right time.
Yes, it was. So he needs to get to the bottom of everything that's going on, because obviously it was a setup, right? So he's going to check up with Eve at the hotel where Kaplan is supposed to be. And he sees her there as well.
Yeah, well, he was going to the hotel where Kaplan was supposed to be.
Yes.
But he happened to see Eve there.
Yes, that's right. Because Eve ends up being at the same hotel.
Yeah. So he goes to check. He checks with the front desk guy, the clerk up there. He's like, I'm here to see Mr. Kaplan. He's like, Mr. Kaplan checked out
South Dakota
at 7:10 this morning. It's like, 7:10 this morning, huh? Yeah, but he left a forwarding address.
That's right.
To South Dakota. So, okay, well, then he looks over and he sees Eve over by the elevator and sees her get in the elevator and watches the numbers go up, and it stops at 4. So he's like, okay, well, I'm actually here to see Eve Kendall. She's in
4 something.
She's in room 4 something or other. I don't remember what the number is, but can you tell me what room she's in? And he's like, yeah, that's 463. It's like, okay, thank you very much. And he goes and he gets in the elevator, goes up to the 4th floor, finds room 463. And, knocks on the door, and Eve answers. And,
and she's surprised to see him. Mm-hmm. He thinks that, and she's relieved to see him.
She's relieved to see him.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
We can tell that.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's like, he goes in and, they're talking, and he's like, well, let's go get dinner. Let's get dinner tonight. And she's like, oh, no, I'm busy. I have to be somewhere. It's like, you need to leave. You need to get out of here. He's like, I can't get out right now. We gotta get dinner. And she's like, well, we can't go anywhere with your suit looking like that. I'll call a valet and have him press your suit. Have him clean and press your suit.
He calls down the valet. He's like,
how quickly can you get a suit cleaned and pressed? And he's like, 20 minutes? Okay, great.
20 minutes. Perfect. And then, he goes over to Eve. He's like, why couldn't you? Yeah. What can we do?
What can we do for 20 minutes?
Why couldn't you have said 60?
So she's like, well, he's on his way up. You better go take your pants off.
Have a cold shower.
It's like, you can have a cold shower. And so, he takes his jacket off, leaves it on the bed, and then it's like, don't forget to take all your stuff out of your pockets.
He gets a phone call too while
he takes his wallet and that photo out of his pocket, and he puts them on the bedside table before he goes into the bathroom.
That's right. And is that when she gets the phone call? Because she gets the phone call.
Yeah, that's when she gets the phone call.
And she writes something down.
Yeah. Before he goes into the bathroom, he sees her write something down. And then...
By the way, this is another Big Lebowski reference.
Yes, it is.
or North by Northwest reference in Big Lebowski.
Yes. So she turns around and he kind of picks up the pad and he looks at it at different angles to see if he can see, what she wrote down on there, but he can't quite see it. Yep. So he goes into the bathroom. He starts the shower. And so she, she's getting things together and she decides, okay, like before she decided, okay, fine, we'll get dinner and then you can be on your way. And so she leaves.
There's a knock on the door and she asks him for the pants, and he hands it.
So he hands her the pants,
and then she gives it to the valet, right?
Yeah,
and that's when she leaves, ends up leaving,
and so he has the shower running, but he's not in it.
He's not in it. No.
He's got the shower running, and he's whistling, singing in the rain.
Yep.
And I immediately had flashbacks to Clockwork Orange. Anytime I hear this song, I think of Clockwork Orange, and it's
hard not to.
Yeah, that movie ruined the song for me.
Too bad. He's whistling in the shower. He could have just thought of Sean
singing in the rain,
whistling.
Oh, that too.
The Tony Bennett.
Yes. In The Rock. Yeah. Or just hearing him whistling, just having him whistle, singing in the rain. You could have thought of singing in the rain. But no.
Yes. Especially in 1959, you would have thought that.
But no, having seen A Clockwork Orange, that's all I can think about when I hear this song.
Uh-huh. I'm with you. So.
And if anybody who is listening has seen A Clockwork Orange, you know what I'm talking about.
You do know what we're talking about. One of those songs that a movie kind of ruined. But he ends up leaving the bathroom, and then he sees that she's left the room, and he goes over to the paper that she was writing this thing down, and he does.
Yeah, he pulls out a pencil and he starts scribbling over where she was writing, and he sees that she wrote down an address.
Yes. So again, this is Big Lebowski references this one.
Yes. Only she didn't draw a picture of a guy with a huge penis. Jackie Treehorn did.
So obviously he must turn the shower off at some point and wait for his suit to come back.
Yeah, because then he just appears at this place where she is. It's an auction house.
An auction house, like fine, really fine auction house.
Mm-hmm. Real high dollar items.
And he's there with Leonard and Van Damme. Right? It's like, oh, well, all here, isn't this excellent? And now she's really nervous that he's there with the three of them.
Yeah. Because now she knows that he knows that she's involved with them.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, an auction's going on. They don't bid on this one piece. It happens, right? It's these two chairs.
Yeah, these two chairs. Right? These two fancy old chairs. and they go for like $1,500 or something like that.
Sloppy, we play all these roles, but you're really overdoing this one. Like, you really let it down this time, right? It's like, oh, well, it's like, well, what about her? Like, she knows exactly how to get, what she wants or fool people. And meanwhile, they are now actually bidding on an item, right? Van Damme's kind of
there's this little statue. There's this little statue that they're actually actively bidding on while they're having this conversation with Thornhill. And they win it.
Yep. $1,200, I think. Like $1,200 of Mr. Van Damme.
Was it $1,200 or was it $2,000?
So
I think this one was $2,000. The one that Thornhill is creating a scene with, that goes for $1,200 or $1,200.
That's right. That's right. It's like, then after that happens, Leonard leaves to go around, and he sees one of the other henchmen.
And also, this whole time, like, he is like, Thornhill is berating Eve.
Yes. And she finally gets to the point where she's about to slap him.
Mm-hmm. She does slap him, doesn't she?
She doesn't.
No, yeah, she doesn't.
I think Van Damme stops
She's
him.
about to. Yeah.
Stops her.
Yeah.
And so she sits back down. And Leonard leaves. And then, so he's about to leave too after this. But he sees one of those other henchmen
Mm-hmm.
blocking the entrance. And so now, and he sees Leonard come up around the stage. So both of his exits are blocked.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, well, they're going to kill me. Their plan is to kill me tonight.
So, and then I guess the other plot, he mentioned this before he leaves too, is like, oh, but maybe you actually don't want me to go to the police. Maybe you don't want the police to get me.
Yeah.
Because I might know too much. Right? That's when he's about to leave, and he realizes that the exits are blocked. So he has to sit down.
So he goes and he finds an open seat in the group of auction people.
Yep.
People bidding. And
he goes through one item.
There's one item. So there's an item that's at $2,000. You know, it's up at $2,000, and he's like,
he needs to make a scene about this. He's like $1,500.
He's like $1,500. He's like, sir, we're already at $2,000. He's like, $1,500. Like, sir, $1,400.
Can you get in the spirit of things? It's like, okay, I'll split the bidding at $2,000. Right?
He's like, no, he's like, that's okay, yeah, $1,400. It's like, sir, it's already going for $2,000. It's like, $1,100. It's like, sir, please get in the spirit of the auction.
And someone does I guess this is the first item before, and someone wins it.
And then the next one comes up.
And then this lady in front of us is like, after it sells, he's like, are you sure that's genuine? And then this lady in front of us is like, all we know is that you're a genuine idiot.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you.
Like, thank you. Yeah. This little old lady.
So then he does decide to get a little bit more.
The next one is like,
things.
We'll start this one at, let's start the bidding. He's like, 500. It's like, okay, let's start the bidding at 500. Going once. Going twice. We have a 600. And then somebody in the back raises their hand, 600. And he's like, 700.
Yep. And it gets up to about 1,100, 1,200.
Yeah. It gets up to 1,200.
He's like, okay, anyone for 13? And he's like, 13. He's like, and you're like, 1,300.
No,
like, no, $13.
No, he's like, they gets up to 1,200. He's like, 13. He's like, 1,300, sir? He's like, no, $13. Like, sir, come on. 1,200.
That's not worth
He's
more
like,
than
okay, fine. 2,500. It's like, sir, no. you're just being ridiculous.
1,200.
No, that somebody else bid 1,200.
That's right.
And he's like, 2,500. It's like, no, sir, you're being unrealistic. 1,200.
Like,
the bidding is 1,200.
My money is as good as anybody else's.
Okay, 3,000. It's like, sir, 5,000. It's like, the bid is 1,200. Do we have any?
And so the auctioneer is motioned to this guy like, hey, and so he sees him talking to. It's like, all right, the cops are on the way.
Cops are on the way.
Draw this out just a little bit longer.
And then they're like, sold for $1,200, and he gets up. He's like, this is ridiculous. I bid $2,000, $2,500 on this.
My money is good.
My money is good. I should get this item. And then when they're like, no, sir, it went for $1,200. He's like, this is probably fake anyway.
As the guy comes up and he punches this guy out.
He punches this guy. And then the cops get on him and they arrest him. And, they take him out of their car and, put him in the back. And there's one cop back with him in the back. And then there's the driver, the cop driving the car.
Up front.
And he's like, oh, you guys just hit the jackpot tonight. Like, what are you talking about? He's
killer.
Like, I'm the UN killer. I'm Roger Thornhill, the UN killer. I'm wanted. I'm wanted for murder. And then
they look like, oh no! At first, I think he's joking, right? It's like, look, he brings his license. Look,
like, look, that's my driver's license. That's my name. See?
And then they finally look. It's like, oh, he's not lying.
He's not lying. And so the driver pulls up a phone. He's got a car phone, and he calls the station, and he's telling them, hey, we got this guy claiming to be the UN killer, and it's a positive ID. And So they
give him instructions, but he's kind of confused by the instructions.
Yeah.
It's not to go straight to the station.
Yeah, we don't hear what they're saying on the other line of the other end of the phone. But
we
he's
should
kind of
mention
confused.
that when he's getting taken out by the police, we see the professor stand up on the other side of the room and leave as well.
The professor that we saw earlier in DC, Leo G. Carroll. And we see him stand up and walk out behind the cops. And so then the cop car, rather than going to the police station, it pulls up to the airport, to the Northeast terminal. The terminal for Northeast Airlines. Or Northwest Airlines, sorry.
Northwest Airlines, yes.
The terminal for Northwest Airlines, which, you got your North by Northwest.
There you go.
Title. And which is weird because they take him to the Northwest terminal, but South Dakota is not quite
it's in the
north
Great Plains
of Chicago.
No, so it's west Chicago.
It's west of Chicago. But it's
kind of like how Southwest now is like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just the Southwest.
Yeah. But the whole North by Northwest doesn't really quite fit. If you're going from Chicago to South Dakota.
Most of this movie is just going due west.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. So, anyway, when they get to the airport, then they are greeted by the professor, and he takes over for the cops. He takes custody of Thornhill.
Yep, and he tells us, he's like, Mr. Thornhill, we gotta be quick. We're gonna miss the plane. And he kind of gives a brief rundown as they're getting out on the tarmac. Mm-hmm. He's like,
so
we normally don't get involved, but you kind of made it, you kind of forced your hand at this point.
Yeah. And so he explains the whole situation to him.
Yes.
So he explains to him that Kaplan is a made up person. He's not a real person. Yeah. It's an identity that the CIA created to try to catch Van Damme.
For a double agent.
So that they could lure Van Damme out and then they could catch him.
He tells him he's basically an importer, exporter of like government secrets. Right? So they get up the plane in town and he's like, I'm not going to be playing this charade anymore. I'm not playing your game anymore. And he's like, it's like, oh, well, I thought you might say that. But I thought maybe it could,
you could change your mind. To Eve
so you know about her? Like, oh, yeah, we know all about her. It's like, but, she uses sex for, right? You know. And
then and then the professor's like, well, she's actually one of our people. We've had her undercover with Van Damme.
And we blow it now, they're going to kill her.
And so then all this kind of clicks with Thornhill. He's like, okay, so everything that's happened has not necessarily been her choice. Everything she's done to me.
Exactly.
So he agrees to go for one more day so that he could try to help her. So he could try to save her, get her out of Van Damme's clutches.
Yep. So they fly to Rapid City to go to Mount Rushmore because Van Damme has a place near Mount Rushmore.
Van Damme has a house near Mount Rushmore.
So they're standing there. He's looking at the big binocular.
Yeah.
They can look at any sightseeing places.
Looking at Mount Rushmore.
He's looking up there. He's like, I don't like the way Abraham Lincoln's looking at me.
No, Theodore Roosevelt. I don't like the way Theodore Roosevelt is looking at me. Which is weird because at the angle he's looking at it, Roosevelt's the only one whose face isn't facing
Theodore
him.
Roosevelt stares differently.
He stares sort of off to the side, where the rest of them are staring straight forward.
So, all right, and so they had to it's all right. They're here. We got to put this plan in place, right? So the professor leaves, right, and you have Thornhill meeting up with Leonard and
Van Damme.
Van Damme.
And Thornhill has specifically requested that they bring Eve with them.
Yes.
And so they're at this diner outside of like at the base of Mount Rushmore.
Classic visitor center diner.
Mm-hmm. It's full of people. Their families, you know, men, women, children sitting at these tables. And so they're talking, and when Eve comes in, then Thornhill starts making a scene and sort of starts arguing with her.
Well, before that, he has a conversation with Van Damme first. Like, It's like, I want the girl.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, yeah, I'm willing to let you get on that plane, because part of the thing was Van Damme is supposed to get on this plane.
Yes. To leave
in Rapid City to leave the country. And the way things are looking now, he's not going to. So that's why they need Thornhill to get Eve, so that they can convince Van Damme to get on the plane.
Yep.
And so he's like, well,
Van Damme.
He's like, I know everything that you're going on. So I tell you what, here's how we can do this. I will allow you to get on that plane, but I require a payment for it. For you, if you give me the girl, I let you get on the plane. I don't report you to my superiors. I don't do anything to stop you.
You fly off.
You can fly off, do what you're going to do. But if you don't give me the girl, I'm going to go to the government. They're going to stop you. All of this. And Van Damme is curious about why he's so bent on getting the girl after he's shown such disgust for her. And so then Eve comes in, and Thornhill starts going off on her. Causing a scene. And she pulls a gun on him. Yeah. And here's one of the most well-known Hollywood mistakes.
Yes.
If you look behind Eve, there's this little boy.
This boy,
sitting at a table,
8 years old.
And this has got his attention, right? Like he's sitting there. He looks like he's waiting for something.
Yes.
But
and as soon as the gun comes out,
he puts his fingers in his ears, and he's plugging his ears. And then it's another 5 seconds or so.
At least 5 seconds
after he puts his fingers in his ears that she pulls the trigger, and she shoots twice.
Yep.
And Thornhill drops to the ground.
And then Van Damme is shocked by this. Leonard's there's like Leonard. It's like we need to get out of here.
So Van Damme and Leonard leave. They run out of there.
The professor's there also, which we haven't seen yet, right? And he shows up. He's acting like a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And, he was like, and then he looks up. He's like, no,
no, he didn't make it. So they take him out on a stretcher.
Yep.
And they go and they put him in an ambulance. And so after Leonard and Van Damme left, then Eve left also.
Yeah, she runs out.
Yeah, she runs out.
Shoots him. Yeah.
And then, so they take Thornhill out on a stretcher, and they put him in the back of an ambulance, and the ambulance drives off, and it goes off into the woods. And it stops, and then the professor gets out and opens up the back, and Thornhill is perfectly fine. He gets up.
Yep.
He gets out of there, and he hasn't been shot. And then another car drives up, and it's Eve. And what I thought was funny was they're driving through the woods, and there's not even a clear road that they're driving down, but there's just the trees are just spaced enough for this ambulance to fit through. And as it's driving past this one tree, the tree just starts to wobble. But yeah, I just thought that was funny.
And so they're there mostly to say their goodbyes because she's going to get on that plane.
Yep.
And they want more information about the people that Van Damme works with. So
at this point, Thornhill he's sure, he's convinced that she's done. That she is done with Van Damme.
Yes.
But the professor says, no, we still need her. She needs to get on that plane.
He's like, that's not safe for her.
He's like, that's not safe for her. I'm not going to let this happen.
It's like, no, we cleaned everything up. It's all okay. It's like, no, it's not safe. It's like, well, no, we still need information on who he works, all the other people he works with. Right. And then, so he's getting upset about this. And Eve just gets upset. So she drives off. And he starts to go after her. But the driver
of the ambulance punches him and knocks him out.
Punches him.
Knocks him out. And then, when he wakes up,
he's in a hospital.
He's in a hospital. And he's naked.
Yes.
He's got a towel around his waist.
And he tries the door, and the door's locked.
He tries the door, and the door's locked. And then the professor comes in, and he brings him. He's like, I got some slacks and a shirt. And apparently he had socks and loafers also, but he didn't say that.
Yes.
He's like, here's the stuff, get dressed. And
we can go get some dinner.
He's like, yeah, we'll go get a drink. He's like, we'll go down to the bar and we'll get a drink. And so the professor leaves, and Thornhill gets dressed, and then he goes to leave, and the door's locked again. So he's like, okay, well, then he goes to the window, opens it up.
I'm going to go out the window.
And he's sort of shimmying across the side of the building to the next window, which is unlocked, and he opens it up. And he gets in there, and there's a woman laying down in the hospital bed. And she's like, hey!
Youngest woman.
Yeah. And she's like, hey! He's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, oh, hey. And he sort of just leaves her there and leaves. He goes out the door.
Oh.
Like, oh.
And she's all sad.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to have a tea party with this strange guy that just came in through the window. But it's Cary Grant, so can you blame her?
Yeah, come on. So,
but
he goes off to Van Damme's place.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a cab,
and it's this house that
like, can drop you right off by the front door.
It's this house that reminds me of Lethal Weapon 2, of the beach house on Lethal Weapon 2.
Yes,
but this is more of like a house in the mountains. But
yes.
It reminds me of that house on stilts.
That's a beachside house.
Yeah,
this is a mountain house.
It reminds me of that stilt house in Lethal Weapon 2.
So,
yeah, so
he gets up there.
He gets up there, and there's windows.
Around.
There's windows all over the side of this house.
All over.
So he sort of sneaks up on the side of the house, and he's sitting outside like the living room area where Van Damme is talking with Leonard. And Eve is there too. And so Eve says she's going up to her room.
Yep.
So she goes up there.
It's like, oh yeah, pilot's gonna be here in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get ready to go.
And so
he's like, okay, yeah. She's like, I'm gonna finish getting dressed, all this, and it's just
there's something that we missed early that we've neglected to say earlier on the train. So when he was sitting at the table with Eve on the train, she pulled out a cigarette, and he pulled out his matchbook, and it's got his initials on it.
Correct. No, good. Thank you.
It's a monogrammed matchbook. It's got R-O-T, rot. She asks him what his middle name is, but he doesn't tell her.
Nope.
Roger O. Thornhill. And and he uses one of the matches to light her cigarette.
So we hear the two of them talking, and so he can see them in this living room, and he can see off to his right, up on the second floor.
Yeah. She goes into her room, she turns on the lights, and you can see through the window.
He's trying to throw a rock.
So he's got change. He's throwing quarters at her.
It's like, yes, that's what it is.
So he throws one up, hits the window, and you hear it clanging. Right? And she kind of looks up, and she's sort of looking around, and then gets back to what she's doing. So he throws another one. And then that gets the attention of the two guys inside.
Yep.
Because they're like, did you hear that? It's like, yeah, I heard it. What is that? So they're kind of curious, looking around.
And they look out, and they don't see anything.
And
they continue the conversation.
And at this point, so Leonard, he has pulled out a gun from his pocket and he's sort of hiding it behind him.
He's like, "Are you sure? You're still sure? Are you still certain that she's, all
that she's on the level? She's
like, nothing about that earlier today."
Mm-hmm. And Van Damme's like, "Yeah, she's completely with us. She's, she's my mistress. She's with us."
That was too neat. She shot him and ran away, and he's dead. I think it's too neat. I'm not certain about that.
And then Leonard pulls the gun out.
And he pulls that gun
and he's pointing it at Van Damme. And Van Damme's like, "Oh, Leonard, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And then he pulls the trigger and the gun goes off, but Van Damme's standing there and nothing happens. And Leonard's like, "I found this gun in her luggage. This is the one she used earlier. It's full of blanks." And Van Damme's like, "Oh, okay. Well, then we're going to have to kill her. We'll take her to the plane and we'll kill her there."
And Leonard at first is ready to do it kind of then, but it's like, no, I think we should do this from a height.
Yeah.
We'll get over water and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get over water and, throw her out of the plane. And this is when he starts throwing the coins because he's trying to get her attention because he's got to try to warn her that they're going to kill her.
And she hears one, she gets out, here's another one, she gets out, she looks around, she doesn't see anything yet.
So then he decides to climb the side of the house because it's this stone exterior, this uneven stone. So he's able to get some footholds and handholds, and he climbs up to the balcony outside of her room. And as he's getting up there, she leaves the room and turns off the lights. And so he goes in and he's trying to figure out a way to get her attention. So
she's
he
down
reaches in his pocket.
Living room area.
Yeah. So he reaches down into his pocket and he pulls out that matchbook. And he knows that she knows this matchbook because he explained it to her earlier. And he flips it open and writes a note. It's like they're on to you. I'm in your room.
Right. As he closes it and he's waiting and he sees the two of them leave because
so he goes.
They can tell the airplane is landing. There's a little airstrip.
Well, first,
there, right?
no. So he goes out of the just outside of the bedroom and he looks down and they're all three of them are in the living room. She's sitting on the couch, and Leonard is sort of walking back and forth, and Van Damme goes over by the window, and then Leonard turns around and walks toward Van Damme, and as his back is turned,
the plane's coming in,
as his back is turned, then he throws the matchbook down and it lands on the floor right in front of the couch.
She doesn't recognize it that happened, right?
So Leonard turns around and comes walking back, and he's talking to Eve. And then he looks down and sees this matchbook on the floor. So he reaches down, picks it up, tosses it into the ashtray on the table. And that's when Eve sees it. He turns around
again, and Eve sees it, and she recognizes the monogram.
Mm-hmm. And so she grabs it, and she flips it open. She reads the note. And then... Then they decide they're going to go to the plane. So they get Eve, and they're going to the plane. I got to get some
earrings first. And so they go out in the plane. She goes up to the room to get the earrings. Or get the earrings, right? Mm-hmm. And Roger's there, right? And he's like, "No, you gotta come with me." He's like, "Well, so no, they're gonna, if I don't come out, they're gonna search." And like, you got, they kind of know exactly what their plans are gonna be in terms of saving her.
So they go to the plane, and Roger goes down to try to follow them, but he's intercepted by Van Damme's wife.
No, not my wife, by the maid.
By the maid? I thought they said it was his wife.
By the maid.
Yes. I thought they said it was
the wife of one of the other henchmen.
Somebody's wife.
She sees him in the reflection of the TV.
Yes, because he's walking across the catwalk upstairs, and she sees him in the reflection of the TV.
And she pulls that gun.
On him, and so he's sort of sort of sitting back on the stairs at gunpoint. And
so we're kind of between the house and then them walking to the plane. And Eve's getting nervous because she's expecting him to come out and try to save the day. Mm-hmm. But nothing's happening.
And then we hear a gunshot. And Roger comes running out of the house. And he catches up to him. He gets to Eve. He's like, "Oh, it took me 5 minutes to realize that she had your gun."
So they hop in the car, right? And they try to drive to the gate, but they can't get the gate open, and they're still being followed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so they had to get out of the car. They run into the woods, and we realize just how close to Mount Rushmore
Yes.
his house is.
It turns out they are on top of Mount Rushmore. So they start climbing down the president's faces.
Yep. They're
know,
trying to get them from both ends. Like, they're going down, and the henchmen are going down from Leonard, and one of the other henchmen are going down from different ends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so while they're hanging down from the president's, from, Abraham Lincoln's nose like a booger.
Hey, they hang on some eyebrows,
And,
scale down.
Leonard and some of the henchmen are climbing down the other side, some of the other president's faces. We got George Washington, who now has a henchman in his eye and whatnot.
Teddy Roosevelt's just staring at all this sternly.
And Thomas Jefferson is just kind of there for the ride.
So finally, one of the henchmen, one of the ones that kidnapped him, right? He gets to them.
He's sort of just sitting there. He's like just hunched over on this little cliff over where they're walking. He's just waiting for him.
Yep. And then he jumps at him, and he kind of pushed him to the side, and you just hear him fall to his death.
It was the perfect moment for a Wilhelm, but this was before the Wilhelm came around again. This was after the original Wilhelm, but it was before George Lucas brought it back.
Yes. It wasn't perfect. I never thought about that.
Wilhelm would have been perfect there.
Anyway, so they're continuing to try to scale down, and obviously it's uncomfortable. They have, it's like cliffhanger. They're trying to hang from a cliff.
Yeah.
Except it's George Washington.
Yes.
Leonard's finally made his way over to them, right?
Yeah.
And she's kind of slipped.
And so she's slipped, and he's
caught her.
Yeah. So he's reaching down, and just like cliffhanger, right? He's reaching down, and she's holding on, and she's reaching up for him, and her foot slips, and when they first started climbing down Mount Rushmore, one of her heels broke.
That's right.
So that made her almost fall. So she ended up taking off her shoes. So she's just in her socks at this point.
Correct.
But yeah, so she slips and she's about to fall, but he grabs her hand. So he's holding on to her, and he's holding on to the cliff up above him. And Leonard comes up and steps on his fingers.
Steps on his knuckles and fingers.
And he just starts driving his foot down into his fingers. And we think that they're going to die. We think that Cary Grant and Eva Marie Saint are going to fall and die.
But then we hear a gunshot.
And Leonard drops dead.
And then he falls all the way down himself. And we look up, and we see the professor there with some park rangers and some other agents.
And he's like, nice shot.
Nice shot. But of course, Eve's still hanging.
Yeah.
So he has to try to pull her back
still hanging. And so one of the things that they had talked about when they're climbing down the face of Mount Rushmore, the faces of Mount Rushmore, was how Thornhill has been divorced twice.
That's right. Yes.
And that
if
they survive this, the two of them will get married, and they'll get on a train, and they'll travel the country.
Yes.
And so
he reaches again to pull her up.
And then it cuts to a train car, and he's pulling her up to the top bunk.
Come on, Mrs. Thornhill.
It's like, come on, Mrs. Thornhill.
He pulls her up. And now they're on the train. Obviously, they survived
all this, and they are now married. And they're
now married because
traveling
she's Mrs. Thornhill.
Yeah, they're traveling the country on a train.
And so we cut from the car to the exterior while a train rushes in to a tunnel.
Mm-hmm. What could that be an innuendo for?
Again, not subtle.
No, not at all. Not at all. But did we ever find out what happened to Van Damme? We saw what happened to Leonard.
Did we? That's a good question.
But did we ever see the professor arrest Van Damme or anything? Or did Van Damme get on the plane and get away? Because Van Damme wasn't following them down Mount Rushmore. Not. It was Leonard and the henchmen.
Yeah, maybe they were. I guess they apprehended him, unless he got on the plane.
Because their whole plan was to let him get on the plane, then they would apprehend him then.
Yes. So maybe they apprehend him at the plane.
Maybe.
Good question.
But yeah, so after the train goes in the tunnel, credits roll.
Yeah.
Well, the end comes up.
The end comes up.
Because the credits already happened at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
Because this was the 50s. Before we had like 20 minutes of credits at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the end. And all the different innuendos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But a fun, mistaken identity.
Yeah. I mean, it is a fun movie. It's a fun watch. It's suspenseful and it's well written and well acted and
takes it back to the 50s when you just want to wear a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good movie.
Good movie.
And
like we said before,
again, you can see why he was such a leading actor and respected. And guess what? He never won an Oscar.
He never won an Oscar. Other than his honorary one. But yeah.
So I think we found an appropriate movie to highlight him.
Yes, I do too. And like we said before, I mean, it's slow in parts. There are parts that sort of drag on, and the movie is 2 hours and 16 minutes, but it feels like it's longer than that. But at the same time, I can't pinpoint any particular scene that should be cut. Right. Any particular scene that's not important to the plot.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, sure, it drags on at points, but it doesn't ruin the movie for you for it being like that. It's still a good movie. It's still fun. It's still, an enjoyable watch. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. But also, I mean, that whole, slowness of it's indicative of the era. There are a lot of movies in the 50s and 60s and all that are like that. That are slow in parts.
Yes.
It's just kind of goes with the era.
Correct.
But yeah, no. Overall, it's a very good movie. It's definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it. I don't know that I've seen any other movie that gets you that close to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, at least not a live action movie.
Yeah.
Not claymation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So, yeah. And like you said, the music was very appropriate for it. It was very fitting.
Yes, the opening score we got again, what we hear again at the end of the movie in various places, and used very well.
So yeah, anything else you?
I think that's it.
I think so too. So, as always, if you enjoy what you're hearing, then go ahead and check us out on our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. This is Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. We are also on X or Twitter. That is R&T Cinematic. And we are on Letterboxd. So you can go to our Letterboxd at Cine Adventure or Cine Adventure, CINE Adventure, and check out our reviews that we've done on various movies. Some we've done on the podcast, some we haven't done, some we will do, some we won't do. And then you can shoot us an email. Let us know what you thought of North by Northwest. Should we do more Hitchcock movies? We do have some that we're planning on doing at some point.
You do?
But should we do more of them than what we have planned? Or are there any particular ones you want us to do? You want us to cover?
Yes.
You can let us know at Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure at gmail.com. And the and is spelled out. A-N-D is not 9% like the name of the podcast. Just like our social media ones, it's the and is spelled out. It's not an 8% like the name of the podcast. But anyway, yeah, just let us know what you think. What you think of the movie. Let us know if we should do more of these Hitchcock movies. If we should do more movies like this from this era. You know? And so and go to our social media, give us a like and follow, go to your favorite podcast app, wherever you're listening to us, hit that subscribe button, give us a good rating, a good review, comment on our stuff. You know, that's how we move up in the rankings and in the recommendations, in the search, all that stuff. But so next time, the next episode, we are going to continue with our people that should have gotten an Oscar but didn't. And this is also kind of doubling up with a tribute episode.
Yeah, this is we had a little bit of a change up. I was beginning to think of other options, but
yeah, so we had a very recent death that warrants, a discussion about, a movie of
an actress,
of this actress. And so we're going to include this, tribute episode in this little mini series that we're doing before our Oscar series. Because this actress definitely should have won an Oscar at some point in time, but she did not. So that is Catherine O'Hara. She has sadly passed away.
Very suddenly.
And yeah, so we're going to be talking about a movie that she did a while back in 2000. A Christopher Guest movie.
Yes. Frequent collaborator with her, including one Eugene Levy.
Yes, as we were trying to think of a good movie to talk about for her.
And this is a good time to bring him in as well.
This is a good time to bring him in as well. And, since she was such a frequent collaborator with Christopher Guest.
And with Eugene Levy.
We thought that this movie would be very appropriate.
Yes.
And that movie is Best in Show. So next episode, we're going to be talking about Best in Show and Catherine O'Hara. And yeah.
I think it'll be an appropriate tribute to Dill.
I think so too.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to this one also. But yeah, so join us next time for Best in Show.